Welcome back to another Spotlight Saturday. But today, if you may have already noticed, I'm not going to be gushing about anything I super duper love and think is deserving of your time. Oh no. Instead, I'm going to be putting the spotlight directly on a series that I recently finished that left me with a bad taste in my mouth. Is it the worst thing I've ever read? No, really, it's not. But the more I ruminate on it, the more it simply pisses me off, okay? And that's why I had to sit down in front of the camera for all of you to just get my feelings out. And I hope that you will enjoy. Maybe that's too nice of a word, but at least stick with me on this journey as I rant about this series. I honestly was too kind about it after finishing it initially. I was like, yeah, nothing, it really did make sense, but it wasn't the worst thing in the world, right? I have to go on the record now, though, and say it is pretty fucking bad. It's an egregious eyesore because it does, well, nothing. It's a waste of reading material. It doesn't do anything with its concept, its plot, its characters. And for my first ever negative review on Spotlight Saturday, we're talking about I'm Here Beside You. So yeah, I'm gonna say if you enjoyed this 2-volume BL series, you probably should just click off the video right now. Though I don't know why you clicked on the video in the first place, to be honest with you. I'm not going to be very kind to this series. I do tend in my reviews to try and be more fair and respectful towards manga or written work in general, or animated work, because it's someone's creation. It's someone put this out in the world and they might be very happy with it. They might be very proud of it. So I hate trampling all over that. And we also all have our own unique tastes and opinions. So I hate like bashing a series that someone might love simply because it's not my cup of tea. But rarely do I feel like dumping said hot boiling cup of tea all over said piece of work. So, like I said, the more I stewed on this series, the more it infuriates me by just how pointless, substanceless, and downright mid it was. I shouldn't be this upset about it because when you get down to it, the story doesn't do anything. There's no like, oh, that twist was really poorly executed, or the plot went off the rails. But therein lies the problem, because by not committing to anything, it commits the gravest of sins in the literary world, by my very unqualified ass anyway. It betrays the reader by not having anything to say at all. I struggle to pinpoint a theme, a message, a point in this manga. What is the point? When it boils down to it, it feels like pure wish fulfillment for the main character. And I simply struggle to get any real meaning or enjoyment from this. So what is this story about, you may ask? If you haven't read it already, and you really don't care if you're going to be spoiled or not, though when we get to volume 2, diving more into that and my issues with it, I will let you know in case you want to jump off. But yeah, the summary of this series, Ibuki Doi has never forgotten his first love from high school, Mikami Baba. The kind, the handsome, and totally straight student council president. Though he was too shy to approach Mikami back then, Ibuki always held his idol near and dear to his heart, wishing him nothing but the best. However, years after school. And now a working adult, he learns from stalking his online profile, I might add. I mean, it's fine to like, but it's still like, he's obsessive. Like, it's been years, boy, come on. Anyway, back to the plot. He learns Mikami is soon to be married, and to a man, no less. And he just can't help it. He is absolutely devastated. He drinks himself into a stupor to drown his sorrows, but is surprised to wake up and find he's back in high school. Could this be Ibuki's second chance to make things go his way? So, I love a good time shenanigans plot. Anything messing with the normal structure of time, it tickles my fancy. And that is why I picked up this series. Going back to your high school days for a second chance at love sounds like an absolutely fun premise. It's not the most original, but it's rife with possibilities. But sometimes shenanigans aren't always fun. Sometimes they can be downright frustrating. So first up in my list of disappointments, our main character. He's kind of annoying. I'm just gonna say it. I did try to give Ibuki a chance and give him the benefit of the doubt at first. For like volume 1, at least. Like, he's been transplanted back into the past, confronting his long-term crush again. And while not mentioned in the summary, a huge plot point in this series, especially this first volume, is him trying to prevent the murder of his senpai's sister's death, his sister's murder. So yeah, it's a lot. But I'd like expect him to eventually like pull his shit together and act a bit older, more mature, more capable maybe, or, you know, just like a little more grown up, since he mentally is. And he just acts like a whiny, emotional kid the whole way through, which is fine if the story is about a whiny, emotional high schooler. But it's not. He's mentally an adult. I don't remember exactly how old, but come on. You've gone through college, you're a working adult, you should be like a little more, have a little more collected. Like, it's overall a weird premise, to be sure, like having an adult mind in a younger person's body. But honestly, like, if they didn't remind us of that fact, that he is in fact supposedly this adult that has traveled back in time to his high school days, I would forget, because he in no way acts or thinks like an adult at any point, in my opinion, personally, throughout this 2-volume series. He should have gotten like a bit of a confidence boost or something. And really his only like big moment of like changing and stepping up and being a little more confident is when he gets the courage to confess his longtime crush on his senpai, who then immediately shoots him down because A, he does it in a really weird way, and B, like, he barely knows him. He has gone back to high school. He has opportunity to then like get closer to him organically. And instead he just blurts out about liking him. And on top of it, he blurts out about him being actually from the future. Excuse me, what now? Shortly after confessing his feelings. And then he knows his sister is going to be murdered, and he wants to prevent that from happening for him. And his senpai believes him. Baba believes him. So easily. Like, pretty damn easily. So that brings us to the second problem I have with this series, and that's Baba Senpai. Like, what the fuck, dude? Okay, I mean, sure, he's worried about his sister, and maybe he doesn't see Ibuki as like a threat or like a liar per se, but he has already confessed to him, and it makes it then highly suspicious that he is now telling him about this terribly, like, hard to wrap your mind around, horrendous thing that might happen to his sister. That just so happens also makes it so that Ibuki must have more continuous contact with Senpai and his family. And that's just fucking suspicious. Like, if anything, I would have been suspicious about him. And if I were to critique the book and like say one simple change, it would have been that Baba never believed him and Ibuki had to prevent the sister's murder all on her own. And that once he did, it won Senpai over. He believed him and might have started to have feelings for him. It would be much more believable, realistic on both of their ends. It would show Ibuki's capabilities and, you know, use his wits, his smarts, his more adult experience, the more years of experience he had to concoct some kind of plan to either, you know, record the creep who is supposedly the one who killed Baba Senpai's sister, and then, you know, play that recording to Baba, or thwart the murder in some other way. But if he had been the one to do it, spoilers, he's not. Really, yes. And that Baba Senpai never really believed him until he did give him some actual tangible proof. That, I think, would have made for a good series and still could have given you that wish fulfillment aspect of, you know, the second chance at love in a more positive, fulfilling manner. But that isn't what happened. Even if I suspend my disbelief that Baba Senpai so easily believes he's from the future and that he knows he knows this horrendous thing that's gonna happen to his sister being murdered, the second volume is where Baba Senpai truly shines. And by shine, I mean he literally becomes the ultimate wish fulfillment shell of a character seemingly to exist, merely to make Ibuki's dreams come true and believe everything he says, do whatever he wants, like, just no questions asked. He's 100% Team Ibuki. So yeah, with that, we are diving deeper into spoilers and talking about volume 2. So I'm just going to be warning you here, even though I really suggest you just save your money and listen to my rant instead of bothering to read this trash. But hey, that's just me, and you are you, and you have free choice, free will, unlike Baba Senpai, who is being literally controlled. So you can do what you want and click off the video. So those are my issues with the first volume and the kind of setup, the characters as a whole. Now we're diving into the issues that arise in book 2. And there are 3 main issues I have with book 2, none of which are solved, furthered, or helped significantly by our literal main character. He's basically useless here. Number 1, the sister isn't killed at the end of volume 1. When she should have been in the original timeline that Ibuki tells Baba Senpai about. And now Senpai is acting weird. Okay, that could have been interesting. Like, he believed him, it didn't happen, now he's skeptical, right? Wrong. If you thought that, you are just as wrong as me. Because, is he suspicious of Ibuki now? No. Not at all. In fact, he had noticed the creepy neighbor looking suspiciously at Ibuki and looking threateningly at him. So now he's trying to distance himself to protect Ibuki. The fuck? The fuck? First of all, telling him would have been more helpful. And I know they try to rationalize this in the second volume, but it doesn't it just doesn't do a good job, in my opinion. Telling him would have at least prepared him for being possibly attacked. I just feel like it's complete negligence on Baba Senpai's part. And if he didn't want to tell him because of the things that he put out there as excuses for why he didn't tell him earlier on, then he should have been sticking closer to Ibuki's side to protect him from possibly being attacked by a mad, crazy murderer that he now completely believes 100%, even though he hasn't done anything, but he looked creepy. We're going on looks and vibes here, people. It is like, oh my God. So he's pushing him away to protect him, that he admits later on. And it just is bullshit, in my opinion. And this leads directly into the second issue I have. And that is that the creep finally breaks into Baba Senpai's house, thinking he has an opportunity of Baba Senpai's sister being alone, because that's what has been said. And Ibuki overhears this and rushes to the house, you know, because, oh my God, Baba Senpai's sister is alone. I need to protect her. This was all a ploy by Baba Senpai. He's actually waiting. He's the one that's home alone. Stupid, dangerous plan. But that's not even the main issue. He's been waiting alone to catch him in the act, even though his sister's not there. So he's really just catching a creep in his house. Okay, sure, fine. But Ibuki finds the door unlocked or open, ajar, something like that. He rushes in and the pervert creep almost kills him. Luckily, Baba Senpai was waiting for him, and this gave him an opportunity to kill him. But like, really? Ibuki does nothing. He does nothing in the grand scheme of the plot. He rushes headlong into a situation, foolish, like a child, and puts himself in mortal danger, not knowing that this was a plot. At least they could have cooked up this plot together and made it a little bit more like our main character has agency, has cognitive reasoning. Okay, it's okay. Whew, gotta bring it down, Zoe. Bring it down. So yeah, the creep is knocked out. The police are called. Everything wraps up so happy. Yay! First of all, he didn't really do anything, so like, I'm skeptical. Like, my rational brain is kind of skeptical, like, how much is this creep actually going to get time? You know, yeah, maybe breaking and entering, maybe you know, weapons charge, but those are secondary crimes, and he could, if he has a good lawyer. Again, this is American justice talking, so I don't know about the Japanese legal system that much. But in my American brain, he could get a good lawyer and be like, oh no, like the door was ajar and I was concerned for Baba Senpai's sister that I heard was home alone. So I was coming in to try to protect her. You can, I don't know, to me, you can easily spin this his way. And then that makes it so these kids and the sister are now going to be possible victims of him because he'll want revenge on them. You know? Like, is it really tied up that nicely? I don't know. Like, to me, it's like, that bugged me too. But anyway, moving on. It's all wrapped up. Case closed, sister saved, and it's wrapped up so quickly with like zero fanfare for being the entire driving force of volume 1. Like, it was just so easy to prevent this murder from happening. Like, in the end, it was just like, all right, we did it, yay. Like, just, I don't know, for being built up so much, it was pretty weak. But wait, you know, we had to finish that plot because we had to get to the romance. Leading us to my third and final issue with this series. And that's the romance, if you can even call it that, between Baba Senpai and Ibuki that springs up suddenly now that this all debacle is behind them, when Senpai decides he likes Ibuki now and kisses him out of nowhere, out of the blue, while they're alone. There's no real buildup. Definitely no chemistry, in my opinion. And when asked by Ibuki why he suddenly seems to like him now, which honestly, that's the most reasonable question or thought that this boy has had in this entire season. Series, not season, in this entire series. He says it's because he spent so much time with him, which I don't even feel like they did have like any meaningful time spent together, any meaningful conversations that weren't about protecting Baba Senpai's sister. So like, how did you really actually bond? Because it is not shown here. We've hardly seen them interact, especially not in any meaningful way. And about like how much he cares, how much Ibuki cares. Like, duh, I would think it's common human decency to care about trying to help anyone not be murdered if you knew about it, especially someone they you know, you had a connection with, no matter if they had you had a crush on them or not. But like, this is someone who went to school with sister. It like really impacted him in school when his sister was murdered. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, that, am I wrong? Am I like, do I have too much faith in humanity that I'm like, so you just like him because he's a fucking decent human being? Because my God, I would do that for someone I didn't have a crush on, because that's fucking like horrendous. Like, I can't even like wrap my head around how terrible that is. And I guess because he already knows Ibuki likes him, so that plays into this asinine reasoning by Senpai for dating. And you know what? To be honest, it's the only consistent character attribute, personality, whatever, that Baba Senpai does have, is that he dates people for asinine reasons. Because in the last like 30 pages, we needed one more like twist or possible roadblock to their marvelous romance. Sorry, it was just dripping with sarcasm. I can't say that with a straight face. Just, and this is in the random ass appearance of Baba Senpai's childhood friend, who, dun dun dun, was the guy that marries Baba Senpai in the original timeline. Oh my God. And when Ibuki is confronted by Senpai and forced to tell him what is wrong, because he's acting whack, because he's like, oh my God, that's a guy that my love, my crush, my obsession. I know, it's romantic, it's beautiful. Yeah, that's my crush's husband in the original timeline. Oh shit. When he tells him that his childhood friend is who he ends up marrying, Senpai's explanation is like, oh man, the grief over losing my sister in the original timeline must have really fucked me up to do that, because this guy is like, oh my, I have no love for him in that way. Like, you have nothing to worry about, dude, my bro, my love. I get that grief can do funny things, okay? I get it. And that childhood friend had a crush on Baba Senpai's sister. And Baba's like, well, maybe because like I look kind of like her. So he was like, oh, sure. That's so romantic. This story is just full of romance in every possible way. It's just so fucking stupid. It's so fucking stupid. Just why? Just why? Is every aspect of this so contrived, convoluted, rushed, lackluster, and painfully dramatic, and yet with like zero actual stakes, tension, or payout, or anything remotely satisfying coming from it? All of this to choose to end this trash with a peek back into the original timeline, a flashback to a mystery figure listening in on future Ibuki bemoaning Senpai's marriage and his what ifs and his fucking crybabiness. I guess he always was a crybaby. I guess that is a consistent character aspect, but like seriously, pisses me off nonetheless. And this mystery dude or mystery person is just like, you're an interesting guy, man. Which, where, how, almost everybody has regrets and wants to rewrite something in their past. Like, how does this make him interesting? He is saying nothing interesting, but okay, I'll make your dreams come true. I'll give you the opportunity to rewrite history, or whatever bullshit he spews. And, you know, that's how he went back in time and woke up as a high schooler. What? Why is this book suddenly trying to be all mysterious and ooh crazy? Like there was a reason he went back in time. What even is the reason? Who is this? Who is this guy? Why does he have this ability? Who cares? Because the series is literally over. So, I mean, why are we trying to give the unrealistic time-jumping shenanigans any sort of rhyme or reason in the last pages of this goddamn Frankenstein's monster of a story that was so haphazardly plunked together and is literally limping towards the finish line? Just put it out of its misery. Like, what are we doing here? Why are they trying to bait us with some weird little intrigue when it doesn't matter? The time shenanigan thing could have just happened because, like, there was absolutely no reason to add this in as the, like, afterword to this story that was already just abysmal. But it literally sent me into a little rage spiral, and then, like, whatever, it doesn't matter, you know. But then the more I think about it, it does matter, because it serves no point. It doesn't further the story any. It doesn't give us deeper context to the story at all. It just serves to be another, like, oh, that's weird, that's crazy, what the fuck moment that's not earned. It's not like a big reveal that was earned. It's just nothing, and it leads to nothing. It just literally cements this series has absolutely no fucking clue what direction it was going in or what story it wanted to tell. So, sorry about that. I definitely got a little heated. But I mean, come on, it's such a waste of an interesting concept. I mean, sure, it's done before, like, it's not like the most original concept, but it still could have taken a story in many possible directions and explored different interesting themes, but it just chose the safest, blandest option of, wow, gee willikers, everything worked out perfectly for the main character. Isn't that nice? The end. No. That wasn't satisfying at all. I would have rather had the little, if we had to have that little ending that meant nothing and added nothing, to those last pages, I would have rather a random guy was kicking Ibuki's foot awake as he had passed out in an alley or a gutter, and it's morning now, and it was all just a damn dream at this point. It was all a dream scenario would have been better than whatever this was or was trying to be, because in the end, it does feel like a fucking dream a drunk ass person full of regrets would have, because it's so full of wish fulfillment, nonsensical reactions, and personalities of characters that it's like, that would have made more sense to me, in my opinion. It would have been just as unsatisfying, but it would have been like, oh, okay, yeah, it was all like Ibuki's wish fulfillment dream. Makes sense. Instead of reality. That meant nothing. It left no impression on me, only annoyance. I'm obviously not a fan of this series. I'm here beside you. But what about you? Have you read it? Did you find it infuriating like me? Or if not this series, is there another one that you've read or watched that left your blood boiling because of it simply being boring, nonsensical, and a waste of your frickin' time? I'd love to hear in the comments below. And of course, if you like this video, please like this video for more highlights and I guess now lowlights like to be featured in my Spotlight Saturday videos. And make sure you are subscribed to the channel, turn on notifications so you never miss one of my videos. And if you need more videos full of me judging manga, don't forget to check out my tier list video. Part 1 just dropped last Monday and you can watch it right here. Just click on the video. It should have popped up while I'm saying this. And yeah, I hope you look forward to this coming Monday's video, my part 2 tier list. And until then, bye!